Welcome to Monk's Temple. Find a comfortable place. Perhaps you're settling into bed, or sitting in a quiet corner of your day. Wherever you are, let your body relax. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath find its own natural rhythm. I'm glad you're here. For so long, you've been told to seek happiness. To chase it, to find it, to hold it tight once you get it. You've been collecting things, achievements, validations, hoping one of them will be the key. But if you're listening now, there's a quiet part of you that knows, that hasn't worked. The peace you found was temporary. The joy felt heavy, because underneath it, something old was always stirring. What if the problem was never that you lacked something? What if the problem is that you are carrying too much? Buddhism offers a profound and gentle truth. You cannot pour fresh, clear water into a cup that is already full of old, stagnant tea. You must empty the cup first. Our work here, our journey together, is not about filling yourself up with more advice, more striving, more things to do. It is about the sacred, courageous art of putting things down. Of emptying the cup so that what is meant for you, peace, clarity, simple joy, can finally find a place to land. This isn't a lecture. Think of this as a long, quiet walk together. A walk through the gardens of your own mind. We'll stop and look at the old structures you've built, the heavy stones you've been carrying, and we'll learn, step by gentle step, how to walk a little lighter. The wisdom we'll explore comes from the heart of Buddhist teaching, but the path we walk will be your own. So, let's begin not by looking forward, but by looking within. Close your eyes if you wish. Feel the weight of your body supported by the chair, the floor, the earth. And ask yourself, with kindness, what am I carrying that my soul is tired of holding? Let me tell you a story about a room. Not a room in a house, but the room of your mind. Imagine it. This is the space where you live, truly live. It's where your thoughts pace the floor, where your emotions sit in the chairs, where your memories are stored in boxes and chests and drawers. For years, perhaps since you were very young, you have been furnishing this room. Every hurt that wasn't soothed, every fear that wasn't comforted, every disappointment that left a mark, you took each one and you brought it inside. You thought you had to. That these things were proof of your life, of your survival. That angry word from a parent long ago. You placed it on the mantelpiece. That betrayal from a friend. You hung it on the wall like a dark painting. That failure that still makes you wince. You let it become a heavy rug that covers the entire floor. You didn't just keep the events. You kept the stories you told yourself about them. I am not good enough. I cannot trust. I must be perfect to be loved. These became the very architecture of the room. The walls built from, I should have, the ceiling low with, what if, the windows clouded with, why me? And here is what happened, so slowly you barely noticed. The room became full. Cluttered. Stuffy. There is no empty chair for a new, joyful thought to sit down. There is no clear space on the wall for a new dream to be displayed. There is no open floor for peace to dance. You walk through this crowded room every single day, bumping into old sorrows, tripping over ancient regrets. You live here. And you wonder why you feel so tired, so stuck, so unable to breathe. Buddha taught that the mind becomes clear not by addition, but by subtraction. Suffering is not cured by getting more of what you think you want. It is cured by releasing what you secretly cling to. You keep hoping a new person, a new success, will come into this cluttered room and somehow make it beautiful. But they can't even get through the door. The clutter blocks the entrance. I knew a man once, let's call him Leo. Leo was successful by every external measure. But he came to me with a soul-deep exhaustion. I have everything I thought I wanted, he said, but I feel nothing. It's like I'm watching my life through a thick, dirty window. We talked about his room. He had, in a corner, a huge, sealed crate from his childhood, the feeling of never being praised by his father, no matter what he did. He had stacked on top of it the suitcase of his first divorce, and leaning against it was the painting of a business failure from a decade ago. His entire center floor was taken up by a monument to proving himself. There was literally no space left for him to just be. He was a curator of a museum of pain, and he was the only visitor. Your happiness is not lost. It is not absent. It is waiting patiently outside the door of your crowded room. It is a gentle guest, holding a gift of lightness. But it will not push its way in. It waits for an invitation. And an invitation can only be created when you begin, even with trembling hands, to clear a space. You don't have to empty the whole room today. That thought is overwhelming. Just choose one small thing. One old story you've told yourself 1,000 times. One resentment that feels like a familiar, heavy stone in your pocket. Just one. Acknowledge it. Thank it for the lesson it taught you. Perhaps it taught you caution, or it showed you your own strength in enduring it. And then, imagine opening the door of your room, and placing it outside. Just for now. See how the air in the room changes just a little. Feel the space that opens up where that one thing used to be. That space. That emptiness. That is not nothing. That is the most sacred something. That is the birthplace of everything new, everything peaceful, everything truly yours. If this gentle clearing of space resonates with you, consider subscribing to Monk's Temple. It's a simple way to ensure this quiet wisdom finds its way back to you, helping you create more room for peace, one step at a time. Now, let's leave the room for a moment and go outside. Imagine a wide, powerful river. This river is life itself, constant, flowing, moving from the high mountains of birth down to the vast ocean of what comes after. Its current is the flow of time, of moments, of experiences. It never stops. It cannot stop. Now, imagine you are standing in this river. The water is cool, moving around your ankles, then your knees. It is alive. And in your hands, you are holding a large, heavy rock. This rock is a moment from your past. A moment of pain, of injustice, of heartbreak, of failure. It happened. It is real. Its weight is real in your hands. What do? The natural instinct, the human instinct, is to hold on to the rock. To clutch it to your chest. You examine it. You study every crevice, every sharp edge. You think, if I just look at it long enough, if I just understand it completely, it will change. The sharp edges will soften. The weight will vanish. So you stand there, in the flowing river, holding this immutable stone, while the water of life pushes insistently against you. This is the great, exhausting struggle. You are trying to use your present mind to rewrite a past that is already carved in stone. You replay conversations, scripting better endings. You imagine different choices, painting over the reality. You scream, "Why?" into the silence of a completed event. This is what Buddhism calls attachment. Not just to people, but to outcomes, to versions of reality that did not come to pass. The rock does not change. It cannot. The event is over. The words were spoken. The choice was made. The person left. The river, however, keeps flowing. New water, clean and fresh, is always arriving. But you cannot feel its coolness on your skin because you are so focused on the solid, unchanging weight in your arms. Your muscles ache. Your spirit tires. You are fighting a battle with a shadow, wrestling with a ghost. The suffering is no longer about the rock itself, it is about your refusal to place it down on the riverbed. I remember a woman who came to the temple many years ago. She carried the rock of her sister's sudden passing. It was a jagged, awful stone. For 5 years, she stood in her river, holding it, consumed by the questions, why didn't I call her that day? What if I had insisted she see a doctor sooner? Her entire life was the rock. She had stopped feeling the sun on her face, the support of friends, the love of her own children, the river flowing all around her. She was statuesque in her grief, a monument to a battle with the unchangeable. One day, during a quiet walk in the temple garden, she saw a small stream. A leaf had fallen and gotten caught on a twig, stuck, creating a tiny ripple. She watched it for a long time. Then, with a gentle nudge from another floating leaf, the stuck leaf broke free and floated on. She told me later that was the moment she understood. She was that leaf, caught on the twig of, what if? Her sister's passing was the stream, it had already moved on. Her own life was the water waiting to carry her forward. Letting go of the rock is not saying the rock didn't matter. It is not saying it wasn't painful. It is acknowledging a simple, profound fact. The rock belongs to the riverbed of the past. You belong to the current of the present. It is saying, this happened. It shaped the riverbank. But I cannot carry it any longer, for the river asks me to flow. So feel the weight in your own hands. Name your rock. Feel its solid finality. And then, with a breath that takes all your courage, slowly, gently, bend down and place it on the sandy bottom of the river. Let your fingers uncurl. Stand up. Feel the immediate relief in your arms, your shoulders, your heart. The rock is still there. It will always be part of the river's landscape. But you are no longer carrying it. You are free to feel the current again. You are free to move. The river welcomes you back. Life, in its infinite wisdom, operates in seasons. Spring bursts with new connections, tender and green. Summer deepens them with warmth and light. Autumn comes, and some leaves, no matter how beautiful, must detach and fall. Winter is a time of stillness, of inward reflection, where the tree stands bare, waiting for a new cycle. We understand this with nature. We don't stand at the base of a maple tree in October, clutching a falling crimson leaf, screaming, "Why are you leaving? Don't you know how beautiful you are? Don't you know I need your color?" We understand it is the nature of the leaf to fall. It is the law of the season. But with people, we forget. We treat every relationship as if it must be an evergreen, meant to last through every season of our lives. When someone's season in our life ends, when the leaf detaches, we interpret it as a failure of the tree, a betrayal of the leaf, or a flaw in our own gardening. We grieve as if something has gone terribly wrong. Buddha taught the principle of anicca, impermanence. Everything that has a beginning has an ending. Every hello contains the seed of a future goodbye. This is not pessimism. It is the liberating truth of how life moves. When we resist it, we suffer. We try to glue the autumn leaf back onto the branch, and in our frantic efforts, we miss the stark, beautiful geometry of the bare limbs against the winter sky, and we certainly miss the promise of entirely new buds waiting for their own spring. Some people are meant for a season. A teacher for a semester. A friend for a pivotal chapter. A lover for a journey of healing. Their purpose is not to stay forever, but to deliver a specific lesson, to provide a particular kind of shelter, to ignite a certain flame within you. Once that purpose is served, the season changes. Holding them past their time is like forcing a rose to bloom in the snow. It withers the rose and distorts the natural beauty of the winter. Let me share a story from my own life. In my early 20s, I had a friend, Kaito. He was vibrant, daring, rebellious in his thinking. He pulled me out of my shell, showed me a world of art and ideas I never knew. For 3 years, we were inseparable, a summer friendship, all sunlight and growth. Then, gradually, autumn came. His path led toward restless travel and constant change, mine turned inward, toward study and stillness. Our conversations became strained. The ease vanished. For a long time, I clung to the leaf. I replayed our old laughs, I tried to force the summer dynamic, I felt a deep sense of loss and personal failure. What did I do wrong? It took years to see the wisdom. Kaito was not meant to walk with me into the winter of my spiritual training. His gift was to give me the confidence and curiosity to begin the walk at all. He was the warm wind that helped me set sail from a safe harbor. Once I was at sea, on my own course, that particular wind was no longer needed. Letting go of the expectation of lifelong friendship allowed me to appreciate the perfect, complete gift of the seasonal one. I still think of him with a smile of gratitude, not with the ache of absence. Your heartbreak is real. Your missing them is valid. But beneath that pain, ask the quieter question, what season was this person in my life? What did their presence teach me? Did they teach me about my own strength when they left? Did they teach me the kind of love I truly need? Did their absence create a necessary space for me to grow in a way I never would have if they'd stayed? Sometimes, life removes people not as a punishment, but as a profound act of protection. They may have been a beautiful, flowering plant, but if their roots were destined to entangle with yours and stunt your growth, their removal is an act of love from the universe itself. The empty soil feels barren, but it is now ready for a new seed, one compatible with the tree you are becoming. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Some are completed lessons. Some are finished books you place with love back on the shelf, making room on your reading table for the next story. Honor the season. Thank the leaf for its color. And then, let it fall. Trust that the tree of your life knows exactly what it needs to shed to stand strong and ready for the next spring. The Buddha once spoke of a powerful metaphor, the 2 arrows. Imagine you are walking through life and an arrow strikes you. This is the first arrow. It is the painful event itself, the harsh word, the betrayal, the failure, the loss. It hurts. The pain is immediate, physical, real. You did not ask for it. It is the unavoidable pain of being human in a fragile, unpredictable world. Now, here is where your choice begins. After the first arrow strikes, you have a reaction. You begin to tell yourself a story about the arrow. Why me? This proves I am unlucky. I will never recover. This pain is who I am now. You might rage against the archer, you might replay the moment of impact 1,000 times, you might build your identity around the wound. This reaction, this story, this mental and emotional clenching, this is the second arrow. And you are the one who shoots it into yourself. The first arrow causes pain. The second arrow causes suffering. Buddhism makes this crucial distinction: pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Suffering is the elaborate, self-built cage we construct around the initial, simple pain. We take a momentary sting and, through our thoughts, turn it into a lifelong ache. Think of a time you were criticized. The criticism was the first arrow. It stung. But then, for hours, days, perhaps years, you replayed it. You expanded it. She thinks I'm stupid. Everyone probably agrees. I am incompetent. I will always fail. You shot yourself with arrow after arrow after arrow, long after the critic had walked away and forgotten what they said. Your mind is a powerful projector. It cannot tell the difference between a vividly remembered past event and a present reality. When you replay an old hurt, your body reacts as if it is happening right now. Your heart races, your stomach clenches, your shoulders tense. You are literally re-injuring yourself in a safe room, shooting the second arrow over and over. The original wound might have scarred over, but you keep picking at the scar until it bleeds anew. I think of a student named Anya. She was a gifted musician, but she carried the memory of a single, brutal recital review from a decade prior. The first arrow, a critic wrote that her performance was technically proficient but devoid of soul. It hurt. But the second arrows? She shot them daily. I am a fraud. I have no soul. My music is empty. Why do I even try? She stopped performing. She barely practiced. That one sentence, a first arrow from long ago, became a quiver of second arrows she used to torture herself for years, preventing any new music from ever being born. The practice, then, is not to avoid the first arrows of life. That is impossible. The practice is to cultivate the awareness to stop shooting the second arrows. When pain comes, feel it. Acknowledge it. Say, this is a moment of pain. Tend to the wound with kindness. But then, watch your mind. When it starts to build the story, when it starts to reach for the bow of, this means I am, or this proves that, gently take its hand. Say, thank you, mind, for trying to protect me by making this big and important. But I will not shoot the second arrow today. I will just be with the pain of the first, until it passes. This is immense courage. It is far braver to sit with raw, simple pain than to lose yourself in the dramatic, familiar saga of suffering. Suffering has a perverse comfort. It makes us the star of a tragic story. Simple pain is just a sensation. It rises, it peaks, it fades. When you stop fueling it with stories, it moves through you like weather. Feel where you might be clutching an old first arrow right now. And then feel the self-made quiver of second arrows on your back. Put the quiver down. Leave it on the ground. The first arrow's wound will heal in its own time. But you can stop the self-inflicted bleeding, this very moment. We must now tend to one of the most misunderstood gardens in the heart, the garden of forgiveness. For most, forgiveness is seen as a transaction. You did wrong, I am magnanimous, I declare you forgiven. It feels like a gift you bestow upon the one who hurt you. And so, when the hurt is deep, we refuse. They don't deserve it, we say. And we believe we are protecting ourselves by withholding this gift. But what if forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person at all? What if it is not a gift you give them, but medicine you take yourself? Imagine your heart as a fertile, sunlit garden. It is meant to grow peace, joy, love. Now, someone throws a rotten, toxic seed into your garden, an act of betrayal, cruelty, neglect. That seed sprouts into a thorny, poisonous plant. It is ugly. It smells. It spreads. Now, you have a choice. You can spend your days standing at the fence, shouting at the person who threw the seed. How could you? Look what you've done. You come and clean this up. But they have walked away. They are living their life. They may not even remember throwing the seed. And all the while, the poisonous plant is growing, its roots deepening, its thorns taking over more of your beautiful garden. Your anger is the water you are pouring on that very plant. Forgiveness is the moment you stop shouting at the empty fence and turn around. It is the moment you put on your gardening gloves, pick up your tools, and decide to uproot the toxic plant yourself. It is a radical act of self-care. It has nothing to do with saying what the other person did was okay. It has everything to do with saying, my garden is too precious to be destroyed by this. I am taking my space back. Buddhism teaches that holding resentment is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. The bitterness does not touch them. It corrodes you from the inside. It taints every other beautiful flower trying to grow. I want to tell you about Ilara. Ilara held a profound resentment toward her mother, who was emotionally distant and critical throughout her childhood. She waited decades for an apology, for acknowledgement, for her mother to come and help her pull the weed. It never came. Ilara's inner garden was overrun. She struggled in her own relationships, always expecting criticism, always feeling unworthy. She was a prisoner in her own poisoned plot of land. One day, in a moment of sheer exhaustion, she realized something simple yet life-altering: she had the keys to the garden shed. She didn't need her mother's permission or help to start cleaning up. The first act of forgiveness was not toward her mother, but toward herself. For waiting so long, for letting the weed choke her joy. She began, slowly, painfully, to dig. It was not a day's work. It took seasons. Some roots were deep. But with each piece of root she removed, she reclaimed a patch of soil. She could plant something new there, a seed of self-compassion, a bulb of healthy boundary. Eventually, she could think of her mother without the searing heat of anger. There was a quiet sadness, a clarity about the damage done, but the poison was gone. She had forgiven not her mother's past actions, but her own past captivity to them. Her garden began to bloom for the first time. Forgiveness is also, often, about forgiving yourself. For the choices you made from a place of pain, for the times you didn't know better, for the ways you hurt yourself by staying too long. You are not uprooting a plant someone else threw, but one you accidentally planted yourself. The process is the same. Stop berating the gardener you were. Just pick up the tools and begin, tenderly, to clear the space for the gardener you are now. You don't have to invite the person who threw the seed back into your garden. You can build a stronger fence. Forgiveness is about cleaning your inner space, not offering them a chair within it. So look at your garden today. See the poisonous plant of an old hurt. Feel the weight of the watering can of resentment in your hand. And then, put it down. Pick up the trowel of forgiveness, which is just another word for self-respect, and begin. Your peace is worth the effort. Try this. Right where you are, stand up. Begin to walk slowly forward. Now, turn your head and look directly behind you. Keep walking. What happens? Your steps become hesitant, shuffling. You cannot see what is in front of you, the step you're about to take, the low branch, the beautiful view. You are vulnerable to stumbling. Your body is twisted, your energy divided. You are trying to move in two directions at once, which is an impossible geometry for a human being. This is the precise posture so many carry through life. The body is in the present, but the gaze, the mind, the heart, are locked on what is behind. You are trying to build a new relationship while staring at the ghost of an old one. You are trying to speak your truth while rehearsing past conversations where you were silenced. You are trying to trust while your eyes are fixed on a picture of betrayal. You cannot create a future whose doorway you are not facing. It's a simple, physical law of energy and attention. When your awareness is siphoned into the past, it is not available to meet the present moment, which is the only place where the future can be built. The past becomes a powerful magnet, pulling your creative energy away from the potter's wheel of now, where you are meant to be shaping something new. Buddha taught that suffering arises when the mind clings to what has passed. Life is a river flowing forward. The mind wants to be a dam, holding back the water, preserving a particular pool of memory. But life's force is stronger. The pressure builds. The suffering is the strain of the dam, the feeling of being torn apart by the current you are resisting. What are you looking back at? A version of yourself you think was happier? A time you felt safer? Or perhaps the scene of an accident, a heartbreak, playing it over and over as if this time you'll see the warning sign you missed? The mind believes that by looking back, it can fix something, solve something, or return to something. But the road behind you is closed. It exists only in the museum of memory. The only open road is the one under your feet, leading forward. Let me share a parable. A man was walking through a forest when he found a beautiful, perfect gemstone on the path. Delighted, he picked it up and carried it. Soon, he entered a swamp. The path became muddy and treacherous. The gem grew heavy. He started to slip, to struggle. Yet, every few steps, he would stop, pull out the gem, and stare at it, remembering the moment he found it, how beautiful it was on the dry path. He would polish it, sigh, then put it away and struggle forward another few steps before stopping to look at it again. A fellow traveler saw him and said, "Friend, why don't you put that heavy stone in your pack, or even leave it for now, so you can use both hands to balance through this swamp?" The man replied, "I can't. It's too beautiful. Looking at it is the only thing that gives me joy." So he continued, miserable in the swamp, sustained only by brief glances backward to a moment of dry path joy. Your gemstone might be a past love, a past success, a past identity. The swamp is the present challenge, the grief, the uncertainty. You keep looking back at the gem because the swamp is hard. But the looking back is what keeps you stuck in the mud. The way through the swamp requires both hands free, your eyes on the tricky footing ahead, your senses alert to finding a new, solid path. The practice is to gently, persistently, turn your head forward. It is a muscle you must build. When you catch yourself gazing longingly or painfully backward, don't judge it. Just whisper, "I am here now. This is the only place I can live." Feel your feet on the ground of this moment. See what is actually in front of your eyes, the lamp on the table, the tree outside the window, the breath in your lungs. This is your reality. This is where your power lives. The past is a teacher, not a home. You can take the lessons from that teacher, the gem's wisdom, and tuck it in your pocket. But then you must face the swamp, and walk. One step, then another, eyes forward. The path will clear. It always does, when you are finally looking at it. We are wonderful architects of imaginary futures. We build entire cities in our minds, how our career should progress, how a partner should behave, how our children should turn out, how a friend should support us, how our bodies should look and feel. These are our mountains. We envision their perfect, majestic shape against the sky of our hopes. Then, we set out to climb them. But life is not the imaginary mountain. Life is the actual terrain under your feet, rocky, unpredictable, with unexpected valleys, sudden streams, and paths that disappear into thicket. It has its own majestic shapes, but they rarely match the blueprint in your mind. Suffering is not the climb itself. Suffering is the constant, exhausting frustration that the real mountain is not the one you drew. This isn't the path I planned. Why is there a river here? There wasn't supposed to be a river. This slope is all wrong. You spend your energy fighting the reality of the rock you're standing on, wishing it were a different rock from your blueprint. This fight is what drains you. This is the root of disappointment, resentment, and a feeling that life is failing you. Buddhism points to this as a primary source of dukkha, suffering attachment to views and expectations. You fall in love with your map and then resent the actual territory. The tighter you cling to how it should be, the more you struggle with how it is. I think of a couple, Ben and Maya. They had the perfect mountain blueprint for their marriage, passionate romance, parallel successful careers, 2 children by age 35, a house with a porch. Life's terrain had other ideas. Infertility struggles became a deep, unexpected valley. Ben's career took a detour into a field he disliked but needed for stability, a rocky, unpleasant slope. The house with a porch remained a distant peak, unseen. They spent years miserable, not because they didn't love each other, but because they were constantly comparing their real, difficult, beautiful journey to the smooth, fictional mountain on their old map. They were arguing with reality itself. Peace arrived not when they finally reached the fictional peaks, but when they finally threw the old blueprint away. They stopped, sat down on the actual rock of their lives, and looked around. They saw the unexpected beauty of the valley, the depth of compassion they had cultivated through their struggle. They saw the rugged character Ben had gained on his difficult career slope. They saw the small, cozy space they had as a sanctuary, not a compromise. They began to appreciate the real mountain they were on, with all its challenges and surprises. The climb became meaningful, not wrong. Your expectations are not inherently bad. Goals and hopes give us direction. But we must hold them like a compass, not like a rigid, detailed map etched in stone. A compass points north, but it allows you to navigate the real forest, to go around a fallen tree, to follow the animal trail. The map says, go straight, and you break your leg trying to climb over the fallen tree. Practice holding your expectations lightly. When you feel frustration rising, ask, am I fighting reality right now? Am I comparing what is to a what should be that exists only in my mind? Then, take a deep breath and look at what is. Describe it without judgment. This is the rock I am standing on. This is the view from here. You may find it has a beauty your blueprint could never have imagined. The universe is not against you. It is not failing you. It is simply showing you a different, more interesting, more real mountain than the one you drew. The moment you release the demand for your specific mountain, you can finally see, and even love, the one you are actually climbing. And that is where true peace is found, not at a summit you imagined, but in the conscious, accepting step you take on the real path beneath you. This may be the most liberating understanding of all. Please, lean in and listen closely. You have a sky inside you. Vast, silent, boundless, ever-present. This sky is your awareness, your true nature. It is the space in which everything appears. Now, across this sky, weather moves. Storms of anger. Clouds of sadness. Bright sunshine of joy. Heavy fog of confusion. Gentle breezes of peace. Thunderclaps of fear. This weather is your thoughts, your emotions, your passing mental states. Most of us spend our entire lives believing we are the weather. When a storm of anxiety arises, we say, I am anxious. We become the thundercloud, consumed by its darkness, believing the whole sky is now and forever storm. When a cold front of sadness moves in, we say, I am depressed. We shrink to the size of the cloud, forgetting the vast blue that holds it. But you are not the weather. You are the sky. The sky does not fight the storm. It does not cling to the sunshine. It does not try to rearrange the clouds. It simply allows all weather to pass through its boundless space. A storm may be raging, but the sky itself is untouched. It is never damaged, never diminished, never changed by the temporary conditions within it. Buddhist meditation is, at its heart, the practice of remembering you are the sky. It is sitting back and watching the weather patterns of the mind without getting lost in them. You see the thought, I'm a failure, appear like a dark cloud. If you believe you are the cloud, you are plunged into darkness. If you remember you are the sky, you can simply note, a cloud of failure is passing through. You can watch its shape, feel its chill, but you are not confined by it. It will drift on. Every painful identity you've carried, I am unworthy, I am broken, I am not enough, is just a recurring weather pattern, a familiar storm that visits your sky. It feels true because it has visited so often. But no matter how often the storm comes, it never becomes the sky. The sky remains, spacious and intact, after every single storm. Let me offer a simple practice. Right now, close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Now, imagine your mind as that vast, open sky. Now, wait for a thought to appear. Any thought. See it as a small, wispy cloud forming in the distance. Watch it drift into the center of your sky. Observe it without jumping onto it. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Don't believe it. Just watch it. Now, see it begin to drift away, out of the sky. Another thought cloud may appear. Watch that one come and go. Your only job is to be the sky, the aware space that holds the clouds. Feel the difference between being the tiny, turbulent cloud and being the vast, still sky that contains it. This is not passive. It is the most active form of freedom. When a feeling of rage arises, instead of, I am rage, try, rage is here. When shame visits, instead of, I am shame, try, shame is present. This creates a tiny, crucial gap between the feeling and your identity. In that gap, there is choice. In that gap, there is peace. I worked with a veteran once, Samuel, who was tormented by memories of war. His mind was a constant hurricane of flashbacks, guilt, and hypervigilance. He believed he was the hurricane, a broken, dangerous storm of a man. We began with just this, sky gazing. For minutes a day, he would sit and try to find the stillness behind the tempest. At first, he couldn't. The storm was too violent. But slowly, in moments, he would catch a glimpse. A memory thundercloud would roll in, and for a second, he would see it as a cloud, not as his entire reality. That glimpse was his lifeline. Over time, the glimpses grew longer. He learned he could be in the eye of the storm, in a place of calm awareness, even while the winds of memory howled around him. He was not the hurricane. He was the aware presence enduring it. This understanding didn't erase his pain, but it gave him a home within it that was unshakable. You have that home. It is your sky-like awareness. Your thoughts and feelings are important, they are information, they are energy in motion. But they are not the boss of you. They are not who you are. You are the quiet, knowing space that witnesses it all. Rest in that. Return to that. Whenever you feel caught in a mental storm, whisper to yourself, I am not the weather. I am the sky. And feel the truth of it, deep in your bones. We come now to a beautiful secret, one that much of the world has backwards. We believe happiness is something we must acquire. We stretch our hands out, clenching them into fists, trying to grasp it. We chase achievements, possessions, status, certain feelings, thinking, if I can just grab hold of that, then I will have happiness. Our hands are perpetually clenched in pursuit, in grasping, in holding on. But what if happiness is not something you grasp? What if it is something you allow? Imagine your hand, right now, is tightly clenched. Inside it, you think you are holding something precious, maybe a memory, a grudge, a dream, an old version of yourself. Your knuckles are white. Your forearm is tense. This clenching is your effort to possess, to control, to keep. Now, slowly, with intention, begin to open your hand. Uncurl your fingers, one by one. Feel the release in your muscles, the blood flowing back. When your hand is fully open, palm up, relaxed, what do you find? Is the precious thing still there? Perhaps. But more importantly, look at your hand itself. It is now receptive. It is open to the air, to the sunlight, to the touch of a breeze, to the gentle fall of rain. In its openness, it is ready to receive. This is the paradox. You cannot receive with a clenched fist. A fist can only grip what it already has. An open palm can receive what is freely given, and the universe is constantly offering gifts of the present moment, the sound of birdsong, the feeling of warmth, a moment of connection, a breath of clean air. These are the seeds of happiness. But they cannot land in a fist. They need an open palm to settle in. Buddhism teaches that the root of suffering is tanha, craving, thirst, grasping. We are thirsty, so we clench our fists around a specific idea of water. We suffer because the water we have doesn't match the water we're clutching for. Letting go is the act of unclenching the fist. It is not giving up on water. It is becoming an open cup, allowing the rain to fall in. The rain was always falling. You just had your cup turned upside down, clutched tightly around an old idea of a different drink. Happiness is not created, it is uncovered. It is the natural state of an unburdened heart, a mind that is not clenched around past or future. It is the lightness you feel when you put down a heavy bag you didn't realize you were carrying. You didn't find new lightness, you revealed the lightness that was always your natural state, obscured by the weight. I remember a woman named Rosa, who dedicated her life to achieving happiness. She had a checklist: the right job, check; the right partner, check; the right house, check. Yet, she felt a hollow anxiety. She was clutching all these things so tightly, terrified they would slip away, that she couldn't enjoy any of them. Her happiness was a theory, not an experience. During a retreat, during a walking meditation, she was instructed to simply feel her feet on the earth, nothing else. As she walked, she suddenly had the image of herself carrying all her checklist items in her arms, piled so high she couldn't see over them. She was clutching them to her chest, walking stiffly, afraid to drop anything. In that moment, she imagined gently, one by one, placing each item on the ground beside the path. The job. The relationship label. The house deed. She didn't abandon them, she just set them down for a moment. And as she did, she could finally stand up straight. She could feel the sun on her face. She could see the path ahead and the trees around her. She began to cry. She said, "I've been carrying my life so I couldn't live it." The happiness she sought was in the sun and the path and her own upright posture, all things freely available the moment she unclenched. Your practice today is to notice what you are clenching. In your mind, in your heart. Is it an old story? A need for a specific outcome? A demand that someone act differently? Feel the tension that clutching creates. And then, experiment with opening. Just a little. Relax the mental grip. Say, "I release my demand about this, just for now." Don't worry about the thing you're holding, just tend to the condition of your own hand. Notice the relief in the open palm. That relief is not the arrival of happiness from outside. It is the happiness that was always there, waiting for the space to be felt. Your heart is not a problem to be solved. It is not a wild animal to be tamed or a broken machine to be fixed. Your heart is more like a lantern, with a soft, steady flame inside. This flame is your capacity to feel, to love, to know. Now, when the winds of life blow, winds of loss, betrayal, fear, shame, the flame flickers. It may dance wildly, it may gutter and grow dim, it may feel like it's about to go out. Our instinct, our culture's training, is to fight the wind. To build walls around the lantern, to cup our hands around the flame, to shout at the gale to stop. We call this being strong. We stiffen, we resist, we deny the wind's power. I shouldn't feel this. I need to get over this. Why am I so weak? This fighting is exhausting. The wind blows anyway. There is another way. What if, instead of fighting the wind, you simply became a better lantern? What if you allowed the glass of the lantern to be strong and clear, so the flame could be seen in all its vulnerability, and be protected? The wind howls, the flame flickers and dances, but it does not go out. It is witnessed. It is allowed. It is not cursed for flickering, that is what flames do in the wind. Healing is not the absence of the wind. Healing is the development of a strong, clear lantern around your flame. It is the end of the war with your own emotions. You stop saying, this feeling shouldn't be here, and you start saying, this feeling is here. I will make space for it. I will let it flicker until the wind passes. Buddhist practice emphasizes compassion, karuna. And the first recipient of that compassion must be yourself. When your heart hurts, that is the flame flickering. Compassion is the gentle acknowledgement, this is pain. It is hard. It is okay that it's hard. It is not fueling the wind with stories, nor is it trying to smother the flame with false positivity. It is simply being a steady, compassionate presence for the experience itself. So many of us were taught that certain emotions are dangerous, wrong, or shameful. Anger, sadness, grief, fear, we lock them in the basement of our being. But a locked door doesn't make something disappear. It grows in the dark, it knocks, it eventually shakes the whole house. Healing is turning on the light, going down to the basement, and sitting with those exiled parts of yourself. Not to fight them, but to say, I see you. You are part of this house. You can come upstairs. You integrate the weather, you don't exile it. Let me tell you about a man named David. David's father died suddenly when he was a teenager. He was told, be strong for your mother. So he did. He locked his grief, his confusion, his terror in the basement. For 20 years, he was the strong one. He never cried. He was successful, capable. But he was also numb, disconnected in his relationships, prone to sudden, unexplained anger, the grief knocking on the basement door. He came to me thinking he had an anger problem. What he had was a grief that had been fighting for air for 2 decades. His healing began the day he finally stopped fighting the wind of that old grief. In a safe, quiet space, he let himself remember. He let the feelings come, not as a story, not as a drama, but as pure sensation in his body. A crushing weight on his chest. A howl in his throat. He didn't try to analyze it or fix it. He just let it be there, like a fierce wind around his lantern. He wept for the first time since he was a boy. It was messy, snotty, primal. And when the storm passed, he was not broken. He was tired, but clear. The flame of his heart, which had been dimmed for so long, suddenly burned brighter and steadier. He had integrated the storm. He had become a better lantern. Your heart knows how to heal. It has an innate intelligence. But it needs your cooperation. It needs you to stop fighting the weather of your feelings. The next time a difficult emotion arises, try this: place a hand on your heart. Feel its beat. Breathe into that space. Say to yourself, this is a moment of suffering. It is okay. I am here with you. Be the steady, compassionate holder of the lantern. Don't try to change the flame. Just hold the space for it. The wind will pass. It always does. And your flame will be there, clearer and brighter for having been allowed to burn truly, in all its authentic, flickering glory. In many traditions, the most beautiful, resilient baskets are woven not from perfect, straight reeds, but from strips of wood that have been soaked, bent, and sometimes even broken. The flaws, the knots, the places where the material gave way become part of the pattern. They give the basket its unique character, its strength, its story. Consider your life as such a basket. The painful experiences, the heartbreaks, the failures, the losses, these are not ugly mistakes to be hidden. They are the very strands that have been prepared, through difficulty, to be woven into the vessel of your being. A life without breakage is a life without texture, without depth, without the capacity to hold anything of substance. We spend so much energy resenting our broken strands. We wish they were straight and smooth like the ones we imagine others have. We try to hide them, to pretend they aren't there. But in doing so, we reject the raw material of our own wisdom. Buddhism often speaks of the lotus flower, which grows from the murky, muddy bottom of the pond to bloom pristine on the surface. The mud is not a mistake, it is the necessary condition for the blossom. Your pain is your mud. The art of living is not about avoiding breaks. It is about becoming a skilled weaver of your own brokenness. It is taking the strand of a betrayal and weaving it into a section of the basket that teaches discernment. It is taking the strip of a failure and weaving it into the base that provides resilience. It is taking the thread of a loss and weaving it into the rim that gives shape to your compassion for others. Your broken pieces do not define you in a limiting way, they inform you in a profound way. They are your curriculum. You would not be who you are, with your specific empathy, your particular courage, your unique understanding, without them. To reject them is to reject the teacher that carved your soul. I think of an artist I met, named Lila. She had a tremor in her hands, the result of a childhood illness. For years, she fought it. She tried to paint photorealistic details, like the artists she admired, and grew frustrated when her lines wavered. She saw the tremor as a fatal flaw, a broken strand that ruined her basket. She almost gave up art entirely. One day, in despair, she stopped trying to control the line. She let her hand move with the tremor. She made a swirling, organic, vibrating mark on the canvas. And something clicked. She began to develop a whole style based on movement and vibration, a style that was entirely her own, impossible to replicate by a steady hand. Her broken strand became the central, most beautiful pattern in her artistic basket. Collectors now seek her work for its unique, embodied energy. What was once her deepest shame became her signature gift. Look at the strands of your life. The smooth ones of joy and success are easy to love. But look now at the knotted, gnarled, broken ones. Instead of wishing them away, ask, what has this strand taught me? How has it prepared me to hold something? What unique pattern does it allow me to weave that a perfect strand could not? Your heartbreak strand might allow you to hold the grief of another. Your failure strand might create a sturdy base for a more authentic success. Your fear strand might be woven into a beautiful, protective border. You are not damaged goods. You are a basket in progress, woven with materials of incredible variety and depth. Honor all your strands. Weave with intention. And know that the basket you are creating is capable of holding a more profound peace and a more authentic joy than any vessel made only of perfection ever could. High in the mountains, there is a deep canyon. If you stand at its edge and shout, "I am weak," the canyon will faithfully echo back, "I am weak." If you whisper, "I am lost," it will whisper back, "I am lost." The canyon does not judge or alter your words. It simply returns to you what you put out. Your mind is such a canyon. The stories you repeat to yourself, silently, daily, hourly, these are the shouts and whispers you send into your own psychic space. And your mind, being a faithful echo chamber, returns them to you as felt reality. You are constantly in conversation with your own echoes, mistaking them for the voice of truth. I always mess things up. Echo, a feeling of inevitable failure. No one really understands me. Echo, a feeling of isolation. I don't deserve good things. Echo, a feeling of unworthiness. You speak the story, and the emotional echo confirms it. You then take that feeling as proof that the story is true, and so you speak it again, more firmly. The loop deepens. The canyon's walls seem to speak it on their own. Buddhist mindfulness is the practice of climbing out of the canyon and sitting on its rim. From this vantage point, you can hear yourself shouting down below. You can see the mechanism, the shout, then the echo. You are no longer trapped in the acoustics of the canyon. You realize you have a choice about what you shout. Or better yet, you can choose to be quiet, and listen to the deeper silence that exists beyond your own noisy stories. What are the familiar echoes in your canyon? The sentences that have worn deep grooves in your mind. You know them. They are your "I am," and "I always," and "I never" statements. They feel like facts because you've heard them for so long. But they are just recordings. Old shouts from a younger, more pained version of you, still bouncing around. The work is to first hear the echo as an echo. When the feeling of "I'm a fraud" arises, instead of diving into it, pause. Ask, what story did I just whisper to create this echo? You might find the whisper was, "Everyone else has it together, but I'm just pretending." Ah! There it is. The shout into the canyon. Now, from the rim, you have power. You can choose a different whisper. Not a forced, fake positive one, but a true, neutral, or compassionate one. Instead of "I'm a fraud," you might whisper, "I am learning, like everyone else." Or simply, "This is the feeling of imposter syndrome visiting." Send that down into the canyon. Listen for its echo. it will feel different. The canyon is always neutral. It will echo whatever you send. I recall a student named Jonah who had a powerful echo, "I am invisible." It stemmed from a childhood in a large, busy family. That echo created a reality where he was soft-spoken, slumped, easily overlooked. In relationships, he'd pull away, waiting to be seen, which made him more invisible, the perfect echo. His breakthrough came when he realized he was the one whispering, invisible, every morning. He decided to experiment. For 1 week, every time he felt the echo of invisibility, he would, internally, whisper a different statement, "I am present." He would then straighten his posture slightly, make gentle eye contact. He didn't shout for attention, he just changed the whisper. The echo began to shift. People responded to his subtle, newfound presence. The canyon walls began to reflect a new story back to him. Your mind is a faithful servant. It will believe and reflect whatever you consistently tell it. So today, become the listener on the rim. Identify one old, painful echo. Trace it back to the story shout you habitually make. And then, with great tenderness, choose one new sentence to whisper. Just one. Something truer, or kinder, or simply more neutral. Send it down. And listen. The canyon will answer. It always does. The great poet Rumi wrote, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival." He spoke of joy, depression, meanness, sadness, each as an unexpected visitor. He advised, welcome and entertain them all. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. This is perhaps the most advanced, and yet most simple, practice of all. Your inner world is not a fortress to be defended, but a guest house to be managed with hospitality. You are not the angry guest, nor the sad guest, nor the fearful guest. You are the innkeeper. Your job is not to like every guest, nor to let them redecorate the place, nor to let them stay forever. Your job is to greet them, acknowledge their presence, provide them a temporary room, and let them move on when their visit is complete. We cause ourselves immense suffering by trying to refuse entry to certain guests. We see sadness approaching and bar the door. No. You can't come in. I have to be happy. So sadness pounds on the door, causing a racket, and eventually breaks a window to get in, making a mess. Or we let a guest like rumination check in and then forget to ask it to leave. It settles in, unpacks its bags, and takes over the entire house, playing its gloomy music at all hours. Mindfulness is the practice of being a good, attentive innkeeper. You see fear walking up the path. Instead of hiding, you open the door. Ah, fear. I see you. You're here because I'm about to do something new. Come in, have a seat by the fire. I'll attend to you in a moment. By acknowledging it, you remove its power to sneak in and sabotage you. You give it a designated space. It may still be unpleasant, but it is not in control of the house. Buddhist psychology encourages this non-reactive awareness. A thought is a guest. A feeling is a guest. None of them are the owner. The innkeeper, your awareness, is steady, compassionate, and in charge of the comings and goings. How do you practice this? When a strong, difficult emotion arises, literally say, in your mind or softly aloud, "Welcome, anger," or "Hello, anxiety." Give it a name. This immediately creates a separation between you, the innkeeper, and it, the guest. Then, get curious. What brings you here today? Worry. Oh, I see, it's because of that upcoming meeting. Listen to it for a moment. Then, as a good innkeeper, you can decide. Thank you for the information. You can stay in the sitting room for a while, but please don't go into the kitchen and ruin dinner. You contain it. You don't let it run the show. I knew a man, Thomas, who was terrified of his own anger. He saw it as a monstrous, dangerous guest, so he would never let it in. It would build up in the yard until it exploded in destructive rages, which filled him with shame. He learned the guest house practice. The next time he felt anger brewing, instead of clenching, he said inwardly, "Welcome, anger. You're here because I felt disrespected." He imagined showing it to a small, soundproofed room in his guest house. He let himself feel the physical sensations of anger, the heat, the tension, in that room. He didn't act on it. He just let the guest be present. After 20 minutes, the intensity passed. The guest of anger, having been acknowledged, unpacked its bag, the energy. And then, having no more reason to stay, quietly checked out. Thomas was amazed. He had felt anger without becoming it, and without causing damage. He was finally the innkeeper. Today, practice being the innkeeper of your own heart. When a difficult visitor arrives, be it stress, loneliness, insecurity, greet it by name. Offer it a temporary room. Watch it. Learn from it. And trust that, like all guests, it will eventually leave. Your house remains. You, the aware, compassionate innkeeper, remain. And a well-managed guest house is a peaceful place, no matter who is passing through. The people in your life, especially those who trigger strong reactions in you, are not random. Think of them as living mirrors. They come into your space and hold up a reflection of something within you. Sometimes it's a reflection of your beauty, your kindness, your light. These mirrors are easy to love. We call them soulmates, kindred spirits. But the challenging mirrors are the ones who reflect back to you the parts of yourself you have disowned, hidden, or forgotten. The critical person mirrors your own inner critic. The unreliable person mirrors the parts of you that have abandoned your own needs. The arrogant person might mirror a hidden, unexpressed desire for your own voice to be heard. The person you resent for being needy might mirror your own disowned need for care. We often try to clean the mirror instead of looking at what it's showing us. We get angry at the critical person, trying to get them to stop being critical, cleaning the mirror, rather than asking, why does this criticism hook me so deeply? Where does this voice live inside me? The outer conflict is an invitation to an inner reconciliation. Buddhism teaches that the world is samsara, a cycle of projection and perception. We see the world not as it is, but as we are. Our unfinished business, our unresolved wounds, color our perception of others. The other person may indeed have their own issues, but your intense reaction is your own material, brought to the surface by their reflection. This is not to say you should tolerate abuse or poor treatment. You can still set boundaries with the mirror. But you can do so from a place of understanding rather than blind reaction. This person's behavior is showing me a wound in myself that needs attention. I will protect myself from their actions and I will tend to my own wound. Consider every friction in a relationship as a sacred clue. What quality in this person bothers me most? Now, with ruthless kindness, turn that question inward. When have I acted in that way? Or, more subtly, where have I repressed that quality in myself? The thief mirrors our own disowned desire to take what we need. The martyr mirrors our own reluctance to set boundaries. The flake mirrors our own unfaithfulness to our own dreams. I remember a woman, Clara, who was endlessly frustrated with her passive-aggressive colleague. She never says what she really means. It's so manipulative. Clara's reaction was intense. In our discussion, I asked, when have you not said what you really meant? When have you been indirect to avoid conflict? Clara was silent. Then she admitted she was a master at this in her personal life, especially with her family. She swallowed her truth to keep the peace, then resented others for not reading her mind. Her colleague was a perfect, irritating mirror of her own indirectness. Seeing this didn't make her colleague's behavior okay, but it diffused Clara's rage. She started working on speaking her truth clearly in her personal life. Ironically, as she did, her colleague's behavior bothered her less. The mirror had done its job. It had shown Clara a part of herself that needed to be integrated. Your practice is to thank your difficult mirrors. The next time someone triggers a strong negative reaction in you, pause. Before reacting outwardly, turn inward. Ask, what is this person showing me about myself? What unhealed part of me is being reflected here? The answer may not come immediately, but the asking changes everything. It moves you from victimhood, they are doing this to me, to empowerment, this is showing me something for me. You stop trying to change the mirrors in your life. You simply use their reflections to see yourself more wholly. And as you integrate those disowned parts, speak your truth if you see indirectness, own your power if you see weakness, the need for the harsh mirror diminishes. You begin to attract mirrors that reflect back your wholeness, your peace, your growing light. We spend our lives skating on the surface of a frozen lake. The ice is our daily routine, our thoughts, our identities, our busyness. It's solid. It holds us. We chase things across it. We slip, we get up, we keep moving. But beneath that ice, deep and still, is the vast, unfrozen water of the lake. This is your true nature, calm, clear, undisturbed by the weather on the surface. Most people live entirely on the ice. They believe the scratches, the cracks, the cold, the slippery spots are the whole of existence. They suffer from the conditions of the surface. They don't know there is a depth that is always warm, always fluid, always peaceful. Meditation, prayer, deep reflection, these are not about adding something new to the ice. They are the drill you use to bore through the ice of your thoughts and busyness, to access the deep, still water below. You don't create the water, you discover it. It has been there all along. Your anxiety, your fear, your racing thoughts. Those are wind patterns on the surface ice. They cannot touch the depths. Buddha's enlightenment was this profound realization: beneath the changing, suffering conditions of life, samsara, there is an unconditioned, peaceful reality, nirvana. It is not a place you go after death. It is a dimension of experience you can touch right now, by turning your attention inward, beneath the surface noise. When you sit in silence and your mind is frantic, that's just choppy ice. Don't fight it. Just keep gently drilling down with your breath, with your awareness. Thinking, and return to the sensation of the drill, the breath. Eventually, there is a click. The drill breaks through. For a moment, or a minute, you are not in the thoughts. You are in the space that holds them. You are the deep, still water. In that space, there is no problem to solve. There is just being. It is profoundly restful. It is home. This is why spiritual practice is non-negotiable for peace. You cannot convince the surface ice to be as still as the deep water. You have to learn the route down. Every time you sit in meditation, you are not trying to stop thoughts, that's a surface activity. You are practicing the motion of diving beneath them. You are memorizing the pathway home. I think of an executive, Marcus, who came to me burned out. His surface ice was a chaotic swirl of board meetings, projections, family obligations, and insomnia. He was solving surface problems 18 hours a day. He believed peace was a future condition. When I retire, I introduced him to simple breath awareness. For the first weeks, it was torture. His mind was a blizzard on the ice. But he persisted, just 5 minutes a day. Then, one morning, it happened. In the space between two frantic thoughts about a quarterly report, there was a gap. And in that gap, he felt a stillness so vast it startled him. It was like falling into a warm, silent ocean inside his own chest. It lasted only seconds before the thoughts rushed back in. But he had tasted the water. That taste changed everything. He now knew the chaos was not all there was. He had a homeland within. His work stress didn't disappear, but it lost its ultimate authority over him. He had a place to return to. You have this well, this deep lake, within you. Your sadness is a surface weather. Your fear is a crack in the ice. Your identity is a shape frozen on top. They are real, but they are not fundamental. Your fundamental nature is the aware, peaceful depth. Your practice is to drill, daily. Sit. Close your eyes. Feel the breath, not control it, just feel it. When you get lost in thought, and you will, gently return to the breath. This returning is the drilling motion. You are not failing when you get lost. You are being given another chance to practice the return. Each return strengthens the pathway. And one day, without effort, you'll find yourself resting in the depth. You'll know, experientially, that you are not the storm on the ice. You are the deep, still water that can hold any storm. And from that knowing, unshakable peace is born. We are master archivists. We take the events of our past, bind them into heavy books, and then assume the rest of the story is already written in the same font. This always happens to me. I know how this will end. We confuse memory with prophecy. We let the closed chapters dictate the plot of the ones yet to be written. But right now, in front of you, is a blank page. It is utterly clean. The pen is in your hand. The past is a shelf of reference books behind you. They contain data, lessons, scars, joys. You can consult them. But you must not copy them onto the new page. The past is information. The present is creation. Buddha taught the principle of karma, which is often misunderstood as fatalistic destiny. True karma is not that your past dictates your future. It is that your present intention and action shape your future. The momentum of past habits is strong, like a river's current. But you are in the boat, with oars. You can, with conscious effort, row toward a different shore. The current doesn't disappear, but it is not the only force. Every moment you spend reliving the past is a moment you are not showing up to write the present sentence. You are letting the old narrative write itself by default. The character from your past stories, the victim, the struggler, the unworthy one, tries to walk onto the stage of the new scene. You have to gently say, "Not this time." A new character is entering now. The one who has learned. The one who is free. This requires faith. Not blind faith, but the faith of a writer who trusts that a better plot twist is available than the tired, tragic ones from before. It's the faith to put down the old, highlighted script and improvise from the heart. I think of a woman named Priya. Her past books were full of abandonment. Parents, partners, friends. Her narrative was, everyone leaves. When she met a kind, stable man, she spent the first year of the relationship waiting for him to leave. She interpreted every minor disagreement as the first chapter of his departure book. She was so busy reading her old books that she couldn't see the new, loving story he was trying to co-write with her. She almost left him first, just to fulfill the old prophecy. Her shift came when she literally visualized it. She saw her past as a heavy, dark-bound volume titled "Everyone Leaves." She placed it on a shelf. Then she saw a fresh, light notebook open on a desk, titled "Possibility." She made a vow to only write in the new notebook each day. When her fear arose, she would say, "That's a quote from the old book. I'm writing a new one now." She began to write small sentences of trust. Today, he smiled and made me tea. Today, I shared a fear and he listened. Slowly, the new narrative gained weight, reality, and beauty. She didn't deny her past, she just stopped letting it author her present. Your past is not a prophecy. It is a curriculum you have completed. You have the diploma of its lessons. You don't have to keep resitting the exams. Today, close the old book. Feel the crisp, empty page of this hour. What do you want to write? Not a grand epic, just the next line. A line of kindness to yourself. A line of courage in a small action. A line of forgiveness. A line of presence. The pen is in your hand. The old books on the shelf may whisper. Thank them for their lessons. And then, turn your full attention to the blank page, and begin. If there is one thread woven through all these stories, through the room, the river, the sky, the lantern, the basket, the canyon, the guest house, the mirror, the well, and the blank page, it is this: you already have what you seek. Peace is not a destination on a map you have lost. It is the homeland you forgot while you were busy traveling. Joy is not a rare bird you must trap. It is the song your own heart has always known how to sing, if you would only stop shouting long enough to hear it. Love is not a prize to win from another. It is the fundamental nature of the awareness that you are. The journey of letting go is not a journey outward to find something. It is a journey inward to remove everything that is not you. It is the peeling of an onion, not to find a core, but to realize you were the whole, layered, essential thing all along. Each layer you release. A grudge, a fear, an old story, a rigid expectation, brings you closer to the essence that was there before the first layer formed. Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and realized he was already home. The search was over. He didn't acquire enlightenment, he released everything that obscured it. Your path is the same. You have carried so much for so long, thinking it was your duty, your identity, your cross to bear. You believed the weight meant you were strong. But true strength is not measured by what you can carry. It is measured by the courage to finally set it down. To walk unburdened. To feel the ground fully under your feet. So, as we come to the end of our long walk together, I leave you with a simple invitation. Not a task, not a command. An invitation. Invite yourself to put one thing down. Today. Just one. The oldest, smallest stone in your pocket. Feel its weight in your hand. Acknowledge its history. And then, open your fingers. Let it rest on the earth. It served its purpose. It taught you about weight. Now, let it teach you about lightness. Stand up straight. Feel the space where the stone used to be. That space is not empty. It is filled with possibility. It is filled with the air of the present moment. It is filled with you. Take a step forward. Then another. Listen. Beneath the noise of your thoughts, beneath the ache of old memories, there is a quiet, steady hum. That is the sound of your own being. Unburdened. At peace. Welcome home. Thank you for walking this path with me at Monk's Temple. May you carry this lightness with you. May you remember the sky you are. And may you return here anytime you need a reminder of the peace that has never left you. Be well. Be gentle. Be free.